People on TikTok will never surprise me at just how disgusting they are. This TikToker known as Michael Duvall was found out for recording some pretty disgusting videos for his OnlyFans, which has completely destroyed his career. He was found out for making and posting explicit videos on OnlyFans and other chat groups. And he was making all of these videos he posted online and on OnlyFans in a preschool. And his response or apology is simply terrible.
Growing up how I did, it's no shock that I was really excited seeing all this money that was coming in. And so I tried really hard. I posted hundreds, if not thousands of times a day in so many Reddit pages, on my OnlyFans, on my Twitter, just stuff like that. And as you know, I was working as a preschool teacher, technically pre-K, pre-kindergarten. And so I had a lot of free time at work where I would post on those apps.
So during your free time where you could be possibly doing anything else, like preparing for a different class or whatever, you were there. Not only recording, but posting on OnlyFans and different chat groups. You're disgusting. You couldn't wait until you're home to make these videos and post them?
I did go to the bathroom a few times and snap a nude. A lot of the reason why I did that was because I was getting paid by people, and now when I said that, people thought I was getting paid by I don't know if you could say this word, PDF files, you know what I'm trying to say. People thought I was catering to them, and now with some of those Reddit groups I was in, I should not have been in. They were definitely dad, son, trans girls. I got kicked out of a lot of groups for not even fitting the criteria. And it was definitely weird, but when you're in sex work, I don't know. I was just too blinded by the money that was coming in. And
he talks about how it's usually the EDPs of the world who usually want pictures like that, and he does very little to defend himself from criticisms like that. He said he was in some pretty weird Reddit chats which he didn't belong in and he got kicked out of them, and the only defense he really gave was that he was making a lot of money in the industry he was a part of, which makes it all better, I guess. So basically he knew exactly what was happening and the sort of people that wanted the pictures that he was posting, and he did nothing about it because he was making way too much money.
The day I took my first nude at work, I honestly don't remember it, but I do remember that I would get paid say $45 to take a picture. They'd say go take it, and I would. Now I never did any of this while clocked in. I wasn't allowed to have bathroom breaks like that unless it was an emergency, of course. So when I was in the bathroom, I was upstairs, classrooms were downstairs, I was far away from everyone in the teacher's bathroom that was locked. That's another thing people are confused about, because they see that the toilets had little training seats on it, and there was 2 toilets in the bathroom, which was kind of weird. And I think originally a long time ago those were kids' bathrooms and we would use them in an emergency, but for the most part, those were for the teachers.
He did all of that for $45. That is simply pathetic. He could have just done it at home in his own private domicile where nobody would tell him anything, but no, he just had to be a weirdo at a preschool. Could you imagine telling a parent that one of the people who works at their kid's preschool is posting on OnlyFans and making or posting explicit videos at the preschool? They would take their preschooler out of that preschool and move them to another one instantly.
Excusing anything I did, there's definitely no excuse, but I do just want to say that it would have happened at that time at any job I worked at. If I was working at the movie theater, still would have happened there instead. It just so happened to be at the daycare, which makes everything so much more worse.
I like how he says he's not gonna make any excuses for his actions, and the very next thing he says is that he would do it at any job he was a part of. It didn't matter. I'm gonna be honest, even if he was doing it at a movie theater, it's still pretty weird and gross. Just do it at home. And obviously it's going to be much worse doing it at a preschool versus doing it at a movie theater. People are sending their kids to you because they think you're a responsible person to take care of them, but instead you were making NSFW videos while working at the daycare or preschool.
No, it was gross. It doesn't excuse anything, but at the same time I hate when people call me names when I know it's not true, or people assume that I was doing stuff that I wasn't doing just because it was at a daycare. Where it was had nothing to do with what I was doing or what I was putting out or the people I was talking to. Those people did not know where I worked. Those people did not care where I work. I remember I did post in some of those groups before, I'm a teacher. I was trying to have that shock factor. I was trying to have that thing that makes me kind of different.
Once again, he completely contradicts himself again. He says the places where he posted the videos and the pictures, they didn't know who he was or what his job was, but then the very next thing he says was that he captioned some of his posts saying that he was a teacher. Now they know you're a teacher. Like, come on now. Where and what you were doing obviously had an impact on the sort of people that interacted with your videos or your pictures.
A lot of people are going to say I'm only coming on here because I'm getting a lot of hate, and I don't know what to say to that besides, I guess, yeah, you're right, I'm getting a lot of hate, and it makes you really think, and it's really hard to not believe what people are saying about you. But I just wanted to tell you guys my story. I wanted to tell you the truth from my mouth, because I know hearing it from rumors, it can sound a lot worse than it was.
Nah, it was actually much worse than what he's trying to make it out. Like, he never talked about the videos that he was uploading, you know, where he was releasing bodily fluids onto some of the toilet seats. Pretty disgusting. So yeah, it is much worse than what he's trying to make it out to be. And I fully believe he should be put in some sort of registry because he is just disgusting. But that's gonna be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about this disgusting person. If you enjoyed this video, a like and subscribe would be absolutely amazing. Peace out.